Hey everybody, the next project on my 1966 Lincoln Continental is going to be removing the front bench seat. Wait a minute, it's already been removed. So let's go through the process now. All right, one thing I want to point out is that there's two different style seats that you can have in your 1966 Continental. One will be the bucket style front seat, one will be the bench style front seat. Mine was equipped with the bench style seat, so this video is about removing the bench seat by yourself. And the reason I state that is because if you have another set of hands and a little bit of muscle, two people could easily take out the full seat, which is the back cushion, the lower cushion, plus the whole seat track assembly and motor, just by unbolting everything from the floor pan and bringing it out. With me, one set of hands, I'm going to take everything apart, and that's what we're going to do. So let's jump back in and start on that process now.
All right, we're now to the inside cab of the car, and I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've shown the interior of the car, at least this extensively. And as you can see, this thing's in pristine condition, given that it was sitting for 42 years in storage. It almost pains me to unbolt anything in here, given how clean it is, but we have a job to do. So the first thing we're gonna do is remove the seat. Now, the seat can come out in one piece. Just unbolt it from the floor pan and remove it out through either the driver or passenger side. That's easier if you have two sets of hands. There's one of me today, so I'm gonna break this down into parts. I'm gonna remove the backside of the seat first, which will make it easier to remove the floor of it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're now gonna remove the back of the driver's side of the front seat, and there's just 4 retaining clips in each corner. Now I'm just gonna pull up on this slightly, and as you can see, it pulls easily. You can use an interior plastic tool so that you don't mar or mess up anything, but this is coming out pretty easily. Great. Next, we're going to remove this side shield, and it's being held on with 1 Phillips screw here in the back, and there's gonna be 2 more in the front that I'll show in just a moment. And now the 2 here in the front. But wait, there's more. There's 1 more screw that goes up perpendicular to the ground, and it goes through this piece of carpet back here. So I'm gonna pull that off now. I might not be able to get that on screen, but I'll do my best. All right, with all 4 screws now out, we're able to pull this out. And now there are 4 electrical connections that we just need to pull apart, and this side panel will come off. All right, with that side panel now removed, we're going to just push down this part of the cushion, and you'll see that it will expose a rather large Phillips headed screw. So we're going to pull that piece out now. Great, with that now out, I believe we have everything off in order to be able to pull this out. I believe there's just a stud on this other side that we have to pull it out over. So let's go ahead and make sure that that's actually true. Yep, we're all set. All right, the back of the driver's side is now done. I'm gonna go to the passenger side and do the same thing. I'm effectively gonna do it on time lapse. I will only pause if there's anything different in the process than what we did on the driver's side. All right, pausing for one moment. This side panel is actually much easier on the passenger side. It's just the 2 screws in the front and the 2 screws in the back. It doesn't have the electrical connections as the driver's side did. Great, we're now to the point where we can remove the lower seat cushion. Now I can remove the seat cushion with the seat track actuator brackets. However, I'm going to remove the seat cushion by itself, and I'll remove this separately. So I'm going to show the whole process. And the seat cushion is being held on with 4 half-inch bolts, 1 on each corner of the seat. So let's go ahead and get started on that now. All right, with all 4 bolts now removed, we can now just lift this cushion up and out. So hopefully it's that easy. All right, with the seat cushion out of the way, it now exposes the seat track actuator and brackets, as well as the seat motor on the driver's side. So to remove the seat track, it appears that there's going to be a 9/16 bolt on the back side and a 9/16 nut on a stud on the front side, both accessible from underneath the car.
And then also the seat motor appears to be being held on with a 1/2-inch bolt, also accessible from underneath the car. And then we'll move over to the passenger side, which I think is just going to be the actuator brackets that are the 9/16. So let's go ahead and jump under the car now and see what's necessary. All right, we're now back inside the cab of the car. All the hardware from underneath the car has been removed. So I just want to see what's necessary from both the passenger side and driver side to get this full assembly out. So pulling this carpet back, there's nothing underneath here, well, except a penny. I'm rich. So I think this can just lift out and set on top of the carpet. Now we'll go to the driver's side. Now over to the driver's side, we're going to pull back this carpet and the insulation. And you will see that, okay, we now have looks to be 2 electrical connectors that we need to undo, as well as a ground that appears to be being held on with a 5/16. So let's take care of those now. Great, with all hardware removed and electrical connections disconnected, we can now lift this full assembly out of the car. Great. With the front bench seat now out, that allows me access to do some other projects on the car, which includes being able to take out the steering column. Then I'm going to be able to take out the dash. So those are going to be the next videos coming up. So stay tuned for more content on the restoration of my 1966 Lincoln Continental. Thanks, guys.